Okay, so Leanne sends me a very kind, generous, sweet donation and writes, this song was written by the legendary Bob McDill. So right there, Leanne, sorry, don't know who Bob McDill, don't know who that is. Robert Lee McDill is a retired American songwriter, active from the 60s until 2000. During his career, he co-wrote or wrote, 31 number one country hits. His songs were also recorded by popular artists, including The Grateful Dead, Ray Charles, Joe Cocker, and Murray, and B.J. Thomas. His music credits and film include Primary Colors, The Thing Called Love, Texasville, and the documentary Grizzly Man. All of those movies of which I am unfamiliar with. In addition to 4 Grammy nominations, McDill received Songwriter of the Year awards from the Broadcast Musician Incorporated, the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, and the Nashville Songwriters Association International. In October 2012, McDill was awarded ASCAP's Golden Note Award in recognition of his extraordinary place in American popular music. In September 2015, he received the Academy of Country Music's Poets Award for Lifetime Achievement. Leanne continues, he's a native from my hometown. Where else would you find lyrics that include salvation, Hank Williams, and Thomas Wolfe all in the same song? Okay, Hank Williams I'm familiar with. Salvation, working on it. Your hometown, meaning that is Beaumont, Texas. And then Thomas Wolfe reference. Well, here we go again. Thomas Clayton Wolfe was an American novelist and short story writer. He is known largely for his first novel, Look Homeward, Angel, and for the short fiction that appeared during the last years of his life. He was one of the pioneers of autobiographical fiction, and along with William Faulkner, I don't know why I said Faulkner's name with an English accent. My attempt at an English accent. He is considered one of the most important authors of the Southern Renaissance with the American literary canon. He has been dubbed North Carolina's most famous writer. Well, how embarrassing is that for me? This is the thing, man. So much time I should have spent reading books. I was playing maybe too much. I am actually a defender of video games, but MMORPGs, I think life can get away from you. And then also just like other interests. See, this is why I love this channel so much. Now, see, I'm becoming a more well-rounded individual. Comment down below if I should read some Thomas Wolfe, because that book, Look Homeward Angel, seems like it, again, Look Homeward Angel is the story of his life, and apparently is just the critical reception. We are doing a lot of context here before we check out Bob McDill, but a lot of the positive reviews for this book is praising his brilliance and emotional power. One review called it a sensation and described it as having struck the literary world by storm. Despite the novel's enduring popularity, see, it's because I grew up, internationally. But I was in high school. For high school, I did AP English here, Anyway, some critics call it undisciplined. According to Jonathan W. Daniels, those critics wished that Tom Wolfe's big, sprawling, powerful, pouring prose would have been served in neater packages of sweeter stuff. So anyway, first time hearing of Bob McDill, and this song is being performed by Don Williams. Dude, we are looking up so many things. An American country music singer-songwriter, an inductee into the Country Music Hall of Fame. He's a big deal. He's performed with all of them. Insane discography. This song was nominated for a Single of the Year. All right, well, here we go. Let's check it out. Yeah. Longest intro ever, but again, sometimes there's more power for me in having done some context research before the song, and then, I don't know, gets me in the right mindset here. Don Williams, Good Ole Boys Like Me, written by Bob McDill.
When I was a kid, Uncle Remus, he put me to bed with a picture of Stonewall Jackson above my bed. Then Daddy came in to kiss his little man with gin on his breath and a Bible in his hand.
Wow.
He talked about honor and things I should know. Then he staggered a little as he went out the door. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees, and those Williams boys, they still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna with good old boys like me.
Beautiful song.
Nothing makes a sound in the night like the wind does. But you ain't afraid if you're washed in the blood like I was. The smell of Cape jasmine through the window screen. John Orem, the Wolfman, kept me company by the light of the radio by my bed, with Thomas Wolfe whispering in my head. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees, and those Williams boys, they still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? When I was in school, I ran with a kid down the street. But I watched him burn himself up on bourbon and speed. But I was smarter than most, and I could choose. Learn to talk like the man on the 6 o'clock news. When I was 18, Lord, I hit the road. But it really doesn't matter how far I go. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees, and those Williams boys, they still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? Yeah, what do you do with good old boys like me?
Oh, man. Poet indeed. And I'm guessing he writes the songs, like the music too. Loved Don Williams' voice, by the way. Again, that baritone voice is one of my favorite things. When I was a kid, Uncle Remus, he put me to bed with the picture of Stonewall Jackson above my head. Then Daddy came in to kiss his little man with gin on his breath and a Bible in his hand. We talked about honor and things I should know. Then he staggered a little as he went out the door. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees, and those Williams boys, they still mean a lot to me. Hank and Tennessee, guess we're all going to be what we're going to be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? Nothing makes a sound in the night like the wind does. My goodness, man. Just like how whenever we witness masterful writing, I'm in awe because, I mean, if you've watched the channel for a bit, you know that sometimes I use too many words to say a simple thing, and right? Only the principle of only use two, like why use 5 words when 2 will do? Poor paraphrase, by the way. I feel that way when I speak and when I write. So when I witness just powerful expressions that way, it always gets me. But you ain't afraid if you're washing the blood like I was. The smell of Cape jasmine through the window screen. John R. and the Wolfman kept me company by the light of the radio by my bed, with Thomas Wolfe whispering in my head. I can still hear the soft southern winds in the live oak trees. So just nostalgia, right? Feeling grateful for where you come from. When I was in school, I ran with a kid down the street and watched him burn himself up on bourbon and speed, but I was smarter than most and I could choose. Learned to talk like a man on the 6 o'clock news. When I was 18, Lord, I hit the road, but it really doesn't matter how far I go. I can still hear just a song of how much our childhoods impact us, and hopefully they impacted us in a way where we look upon it with beautiful memories and memories we're grateful of. Memories like that when you're hitting the road, when you're an adult, you still have a soft spot for the way you grew up. And you know what? In essence, I do have the nostalgia for some places, mainly my grandparents' home, which is now where my parents live, right? Once my grandparents passed away, my parents, I took over the house, and then after retiring, my parents moved back to Chile and lived there, right? So I have nostalgia for that home with memories there. But, you know, sometimes I talk to Allie about her memories as a child, and it's so different because I moved 6 different times to 6 different countries as I was growing up. So by the time I was graduating and from high school, I had lived in 5 different countries, and then I did a short stint living in Guatemala after that. But that's one thing I always envied about people who maybe grew up somewhere and didn't leave until they were an adult. That connection that you have to a place. And especially one of my favorite things about the country genre is that a lot of these country artists come from the country lifestyle, and the memories that they share are very different, right? Southern winds and live oak trees, like country people tend seemingly to spend more time outside, especially more than me, right? Growing up urban in the city, you know what I mean? So they have like a different toughness and literal strength, by the way. I worked at a ranch like a couple summers ago. I'm bigger than my friend who owned the ranch, but the way he manhandled hay bales, I didn't understand. But anyway, so I envy that nostalgia Allie developed to her growing up because she lived there that whole time. And again, this song is about growing up country, right? Talking about Hank Williams, Tennessee, the outside, the smell of Cape Jasmine through the window screen. I don't have that, you know, and so it's one of the I guess the reasons I've fallen in love with country and this sort of country, very expressive of growing up outside and whatnot. It's because I envy that and now want to create that for my kids. And so yeah, if I can raise my kids in a way where they look upon where they're growing up now and their memories here, we would have been successful parents. Like that is enough for me. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that this was a good escape and good reprieve for you. Hope you had fun. And guys, we'll catch you later. Yeah. Bye everyone.